And we should be live again. We should be live again. Should split the VODs for the YouTube channel nicely. And then it's now time for a bit of rooming around the old Spa-Francorchamps circuit, which is a circuit that we have tended to do well at with this Ferrari car. So I am hoping to challenge for a podium in this Grand Prix, which hopefully will make decent viewing for the stream, the Steam page audience. We shall find out in due course.
Consider top left toggle for turn 11.
Oscar, consider top left toggle for turn 11. And no player career today, Jonathan, no.
Watch for sights 4 seconds behind time lap.
Player career will be back on Monday. Hi, Oscar. What have we got in my thingy? Rewards ready to claim. Oh, rewards! That could almost be turned into a Buzzing and Hornets, couldn't it? For a potential my team. I'm praying. It's still got to give me a dry Grand Prix here. And breathe. Yes. It's Pokemon, the trading card game. There's a new trading card game ads called Pokemon TCGP. Trading card game Pocket. It is indeed fun to open the packets. That's basically all I've been doing. I haven't done any battles or anything yet. I've just been opening packets. Right. Interesting email to get. Right. Oh, mate. Just make a note, something on my dashboard. Yeah, will be the highlighted stream in 20 odd minutes time, because the F1 game is free to play this weekend. And 60% off, is it? Nice. Movie songs that work in a band setting. Christ. Anything off Interstellar, lol. Right, let's record, shall we? F122 was absolutely worse, yeah. A rock metal version of Let It Go would be sick, to be fair. That ain't good. Welcome back to the F124 driver career. We are in Belgium this time around. Thankfully, it's dry today, as you can see. So we have a little bit of smattering of rain for practice, but once we get to the meaningful sessions, sunshine and sunshine only. Hallelujah. We will switch and have the balanced tyre setup or balanced tyre allocation, should I say. We have switched for the balanced tyre allocation for this Grand Prix weekend. We are now actually at the Grand Prix weekend, so I couldn't change it now, even if I wanted to. We are 145 points behind Charles Leclerc. Tears. But we did get a decent P7 and fastest lap in Hungary, although obviously would have liked to have done better. Silverstone could have gone significantly better, but Belgium is a track where we picked up a podium and a P2 last year, and in the first season we got a P3 podium at Haas, which was the first race where we really saw the giant improvements in that car when it started to turn around. So I'm cautiously optimistic of a strong weekend here. I'd very much like to end the weekend significantly closer to Alonso and Verstappen and back above Lando Norris, if possible, please. And of course, if Charles Leclerc would like the DNF for every race for the remainder of the season, then that would be very, very kind of him indeed as well. We continually have the strongest car out there, although Aston Martin and McLaren are now right with us as they continue to make improvements, and we've levelled off considerably because, well, I can't do anything to the car, and Charles isn't doing much to the car himself either. So I'll go and make sure I've got my specialists where I need them, although quite frankly they're all maxed out now apart from the strategy analyst, which is behind me, and that's unavailable this weekend. So actually I'll just go straight to practice. I love Spa. It's been redesigned, of course, for, or updated with LiDAR for this game, and it looks great, and hopefully it'll drive great for us again this weekend as well. Hoping for a podium, and you never know, maybe even the top step. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more. The player career mode will have returned to you now as well after my brief unwell hiatus. And we're back in action across the board everywhere now. So, well, let's get back to action, shall we? In your Chinese quali, you lost out on pole for the Grand Prix by 15 milliseconds. Yikes. That's unlucky, mate, That's very unlucky, isn't it? Let me just get my SLC set up.
Fully immersed in the beautiful
Oh, that feels wet.
Belgium.
Oh,
Surely
boy.
one of the most iconic tracks of them all. It's practice time here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Although apparently there it's dry. Definitely wet. Definitely wet. When is it going to dry up though? That's the questiones. Maybe in a bit. Oh, actually, not that far in. Okay, that's good. We'll get more than half the session in the dry. Fantastic. Let me just give you a quick bonk whilst I double check the setup. Bear with Belgique. Oh, that's significantly changed from before. Okay. Significantly changed in terms of the wings. Alright, in which... Well, it's in the wet, isn't it? So I can't really test anything at the minute. We will get... Okay. I'll leave the current setup I've got on at the minute, and then in a latter practice session, we'll run back-to-back quali runs in... on the soft sets, basically, is what we'll do. Set ours in full Alanis Morissette mode.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Thanks, Mark. But yeah, that is damp. We'll be honest, that is definitely damp. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. Been dries yet? Negative. It has stopped raining though. One imagines they'll be getting quicker and quicker. And that those times will tumble. Times are tumbling. Come on. Come on, give us a dry track. Oh, Sergio Perez is out there on the medials. We've got a dry track, everybody. Do time management and the ERS management on the hards, I think. 1, 2, 3, off we go. Change of weather is expected. No, I'm good. Turn 4, China.
We need to be sure we can manage the tyres through a lap, so try to keep the wear down through each corner. Be especially careful accelerating on corner exit.
This was time management, wasn't it? ERS was the next one. I might have cut that a little bit. Might have done, maybe. Get my eye in. Steady. The Delta's probably a bit misleading here at the minute because of the way the track is improving the whole time.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
These hard tyres can do almost 2 full race distances. It's a 44 lap Grand Prix, and these hards supposedly can do 72 laps. So whether they're, I mean, you presume it's a medium, it might well be a medium soft one stop, this Grand Prix. Although some might 2 stop it. Just utilising all 3 of the laps for this. Actually, because I got purple, I think it's just finished the challenge, isn't it? This is just, in general, a faster lap than my last. I think the track's just in general getting faster and faster, isn't it? I'll finish this lap and then we'll come in and we'll do the ERS management one before then switching to the race strategy. I do have higher wings than recommended at the moment. Steady. Until it's been a while since I last played, because my left thumb is already aching. Bodes well ahead of the full 100% race distance Grand Prix weekend. Such low grip around. Come on, stop. Let's go back to that garage. How much longer we've got left in the session? 20 minutes. We might have to do the. No, I should be able to get the race strategy and the ERS management in. Only 5 laps of the race strategy, isn't it? Well, tyre wear delta of 0.17% apparently at the minute, so that bodes well. If that maintains itself for the race strategy program as well, that would really help. Let's do ERS. I'll do that on the hard tyre as well though.
Nice one. Okay, reminder, a neat way to recharge the batteries by lifting at certain points when you feel you can and by gentle braking. Try those this lap and see how you get on.
What does the performance index look like in your save, Ryan? Is McLaren the stronger car? Or are Red Bull the faster package at the minute in your save? Say wing out. Although I've only done a lap on a hard tyre, so just be flat around there really. I do think we've got a little bit too much front wing in. A little bit too pointy. The rear is stable, but I think the front's a little bit too pointy at the minute. I'm actually turning in a bit faster, a bit harder than I might like to. I think I'm probably a bit draggy as well, which is not what you can afford around Spa. Can't afford any unnecessary loss in straight line speed. definitely a purple in this. Losing the rear around the first part of the bus stop. I can't get anything more than a green though.
Program
It's fine.
complete.
Max
Good
is definitely
work.
faster than me.
Head on
Yeah.
back to the garage and we'll start going over the data.
I have no idea what Gorbies are, to be honest. If McLaren are top of the list, I'd stay at McLaren, Ryan. All honesty. Not sure if there's enough time to complete this. No, there should be. No, there's not. Okay. Well, let's do a quali run then on this set of tyres. With this setup, and then we'll compare that to a setup, another setup we'll use later. We'll do that in second practice.
Alright, in this lap please, box this lap. When driving with the pit assist disabled, you'll need to be mindful of your speed when entering the pit lane. If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line.
I won't use any battery or... Actually, I know, I'll use DRS, but I won't use any battery on this lap.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining.
Actually, I should probably have done this. Oh, it's too late now. With the medium. Let's do it from here. Medium ERS. Steady, Chess.
That's 5 minutes to go.
No, it's fine. This setup feels fine. It's just a case of whether it's fast or not. That's the distinction we need to make now. That would put me P8, but that's not a great lap, nor is it really, seemingly for the current build, the fastest setup either. How much longer have we got left in the session? 2 minutes. So what? That was a 1:42.4. Chat, if you could remember 1:42.4 for me, I would appreciate it. We will retire from that session. 1:42.4. Merci, Monsieur Instant.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next.
I'm definitely running. That setup is definitely running too much wing, front and rear. Blowdawn, thank you very much for the follow, mate. Welcome to the channel, pal. A reminder for everyone that the game is free to play this weekend over the Las Vegas Grand Prix weekend IRL. So if you did want to have a crack at trying the game for yourself, you can do so without paying a penny. And then if you like it, it's on significant sale as well at the same time. So if you'd like to, give it a go. Give it a go, like. Right. When is the rain coming in this session? Later. Okay, and then P3 is fully dry. So I'm going to go out now then. On a fresh set of softs. And I'm going to tweak the setup. So bear with 1 sec. I'll have to hide this from you. And I'm going to tweak it. This is significantly different to what I'm currently running in terms of aero balance. Let's see how this performs then. We'll go for a flyer. 1:42.4 was the previous. It's overcast now, which is not great because obviously that's. I think the rain has just started to fall.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Box in the next
Rain
2
is
laps,
falling.
please.
It's annoying. Kind of going to ruin this whole experiment, but as long as I can feel how the car handles, it'll give us an idea. The rain is falling quite quickly, actually. These track conditions are going to change before the end of this lap, even. feels stable though. Doesn't feel any less stable than setup we ran in first practice. And just inherently, if there's less downforce in the car, it will just mean that we're faster in a straight line. And with the majority of this circuit spent at full throttle, flat out, trying to go as fast as possible in a straight line, then in theory, this should be the fastest setup. But I don't know. Obviously, track conditions are going to have played a massive role in this. That's a 44.4, but that was track conditions. We'll try that again in third practice. We'll see if it's going to rain for the rest of the session. If it is, then I'll just skip and go straight to FP3. If it's going to dry up again, what I might do is restart the session to get that set of tyres back and then just skip the time. So I've got a dry track again. And it does look like that is probably what's going to happen. I think I'm still going to be better off doing it in FP3, aren't I? Let's just do it in FP3. Do it in FP3, it's fine. It's not a problem.
And if today's practice is anything to...
Today's practice is not anything to go by, quite frankly. Right, we'll go into this next session then. Does mean that I won't be able to maximise my resource point gain, but obviously having 7,500 of them in the bank already and not able to upgrade the car because my reputation isn't high enough, not really going to matter that much. So my setup should still be... Yeah. Oh, those medium tyres are now not available. That's intriguing. So I'm going to have to do the race strategy on a set of softs. Okay. There's a big drop between soft tyres and medium tyres as well. I think it's going to be a soft medium or a medium soft one-stop race. How much fuel we got yet? But we might
Nearly out of fuel.
medium
Almost
soft
out
soft.
of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
If anyone is watching over on the Steam page, do come and join me on Twitch. Be great to have you. You can see scrolling underneath my face the handles for where you can find me if you're enjoying the content. No, I've not been stellar fast so far, but qualifying is just around the corner, and then a full 100% race distance Grand Prix will follow. That was a 142.4 we did previously. And obviously we want to go faster. I've carried a little bit too much speed. Carried too much speed through there. Yep. Let's try that again. The only thing I'm not going I've done it again. The only thing I'm not going to get to do now that I've run out of sets of tyres is a proper quali run where I'm utilising the battery to my advantage as well. On reflection, with the fact that I didn't really have to use any flashbacks at all with the other setup we were using, I think this one may well be quicker in a straight line but less stable through the more aero dependent parts of the circuit, but in general it might be the faster way around the full circuit. And in race conditions, it's not really going to be the middle sector that's going to make the difference. It's going to be whether I can be close enough to be in DRS or take advantage of DRS when we've got it. And I think, whoa, I think a lower downforce setup is probably going to be the way forward for that. And that was a 42.1 that wasn't even a very good lap. So I think we go for the lower downforce setup. I think I might add a couple of ticks in just for my own personal preference, but I'm pretty sure we're going to go with this setup. So I'll tick a couple bit. We'll tickle a little bit of front wing in, but not much. And then we'll go and do the race strategy. I think I'm relatively happy with the setup of the car, really. Hopefully it's still balanced. Might need to take a tick out of the rear.
A few solid laps here to help us calculate a good race strategy.
Okay, Mark. On it. Because ultimately, it's our straight line speed that's going to be the deciding factor as to how competitive we are throughout the course of the whole weekend. Straight line speed and the ability to get the power down quickly. There's no point being able to go really quick in a straight line top end wise if I can't get the power down onto the circuit coming out of La Source to then be able to utilise the top end here, because if I'm too far behind then it doesn't matter, does it? Felt slightly more stable, although a little snappy on the rear. See more fuel on board for this than the lap we set previously. 7 laps worth of fuel here. We had about a lap and a half's worth of fuel left at this point when we were doing the previous run. So the car's significantly heavier, which obviously should denote a lower top speed and a slower lap time, but we'll see what this lap time is comparatively to the previous one we set. Obviously faster than the delta we need for the race strategy, that's clear to see, but whether we're fast enough overall lap time wise compared to my previous one, I'm not sure. Does feel more stable. Still feels less stable than the previous setup we used, but pace-wise it's about the same. So I think I'll take the middle ground. I think a little bit more downforce than the low downforce, but less downforce than the high downforce, and the middle ground in terms of stability as well. It's not as stable as the high downforce, but it's not as unstable as the practically minimal downforce. That's me getting distracted by Sam resubscribing for a 5th month on Twitch. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it, dude. It's just the meta, Tom. Every year there's a meta as to what works best with the handling model. Just happens that this year that's the meta. Thank you, Yugi. Softs will wear quite quickly. Of course, it's a very long lap at Spa, longest lap of the circuit, longest lap of the calendar, should I say? Longest lap of any circuit. George is going to let me through here. At least I thought George was going to let me through. He must have just made a mistake and ran wide himself. It's fine. Still green. I got an itch. Yeah, Andretti, I saw that earlier today on socials that Andretti F1 may still happen in 2026 thanks to the restructuring. Sockmas, thank you very much for the 37th month. The streak does indeed continue, sir. The fastest in the speed traps now. Steady. My team will probably be coming soon, Sockmas. We're in the 3rd season of this driver career at the minute, and I don't see us doing a 4th. I think the My Team will come once we finish this season at Ferrari. Still need to find livery mods. There is a livery mod on overtake.gg for the early Jordan, the 1995 Peugeot powered Jordan. But I would still like to find a Benson and Hedges or a Buzzin and Hornets livery to use as well. If not, I might have to commission one. Definitely struggle with rear grip. Hadn't even thought about temperatures, but that'll be a factor. Focused a bit more that lap. We're definitely faster than we were on the previous one. %10 wear on almost all tyres now. Just gotta be careful on at the bus stop, that's all. There's so much time that can and will be won and lost at the bus stop chicane. Got to be a lot more delicate with my throttle inputs, I think. Struggling to keep up with George Russell here, though, in practice. He might well be using battery, obviously, and I'm not using my ERS at all here. Or rephrase, I'm not using my overtake button at all. As long as I'm careful when I reach the limit of the aerodynamic aerodynamic grip as opposed to the mechanical grip. Once I'm careful with my throttle inputs on the limit, then it's definitely a viable setup. And tyre wear seems to be pretty good.
Program complete.
It
And a job
feels
well
like tyre
done.
wear's
We got
pretty
some
good,
excellent
but let's see
data
what it
with
looks
that
like
run,
with
so
regards to
come
the
on back to the garage
analytics.
and I can take you through the numbers.
Tyre wear is basically about where it should be, supposedly. Fuel usage is okay, 93.3 in terms of race fuel load, but the wear factor is about bang on, which isn't going to give us much of an advantage when it comes to the actual race itself, but that's fine. Let's see what we can do in quali.
What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here, though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Charles isn't necessarily rapid though, is he? Look, in P8, he'll step it up for qualifying, obviously. Oh, me. Probably should have commentated on that bit, but whatever. Don't need him now, do we? Practice points have been accrued, and quite frankly, there's not really much point us showing you the practice point gain at the minute, because you can see I've got 7,600 top right, and you know already that I can't utilise any of that until my reputation is significantly higher, which it won't be for a significantly long period of time. So just putting the fresher bits in now for what is obviously a very power-hungry, power-dependent track, so we want as fresher bits in really as we're likely to be able to be used, other than putting brand new things in everything. We tried a handful of setups there in that session in terms of practice, where we had a higher downforce setup, a lower downforce setup, then I kind of found a middle ground where I think I'm probably going to be best sat for the weekend, but it's definitely more race focused than quali focused. But we should be all right to get ourselves through to Q3. Of that, I've not really got much concern at all. It's a case of how close to the top 5 can we get without having to consider potentially taking a slightly different route with front wing downforce. Wait and see. I've not done a proper quali run yet, so I don't know how competitive I actually am. Now we'll find out. Need to be in the mid 41s probably.
All clear the garage, please. Cars ready to leave.
If we can save a set of softs, we might be able to medium soft at the end of in the Grand Prix. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save that set of softs, you see. But qualifying, lol, qualifying is underway. Just flash that back. Well, now we'll pay attention. fully dry quali, fully dry race. I'm going to take as little out of the tyres as I can. Agreed, Tom. It works to a point, doesn't it? Works really well until you're at a big team with one of the super high rated drivers and then you can't get it high enough.
And we've been pushed down to P20.
It's because I've not set a lap time yet, Mark. I.e., if I was finishing better than Charles almost every race. The thing though, it's so hard to outperform them if you're like not making it slightly too easy with a difficulty setting. Right, need a good exit. We've had a good exit. Let's start utilising the battery now a bit. Bit wide through a rouge. It's fine. 216, 17, 18 miles an hour. And a purple sector 1. Didn't quite want to bite for me there on the way into. Ooh, that happened. And poo on. This part of the track where the less downforce will make more of a difference. We are significantly up. No concerns about not making it out at Q1, that's for sure. So 40.1, which is by far and away the fastest time I've set all weekend and puts us first. But that's only Q1. We still need to do it 2 more times to start on pole, but it's not a bad way to begin in qualifying, and it's close between myself and my teammate, who rather evidently on those results are hand and fist faster than anybody else in this Ferrari around this circuit. Ollie Behrman out in his Red Bull in Q1. Daniel Ricciardo equally. But everyone else you would expect to be in the top 10 is there. So far, we lead the way. 2 more sessions to go. Going to do a banker lap. was definitely time, a little bit of time to find him that Q1 lap, thankfully. Didn't quite get this corner right. I was wide through a rouge. I definitely got Q1 wrong. Again, this is just a bank lap, so it's fine. Really not paying too much attention for this one. That is not a problem. Charles did a 40.2 again. I wonder if he'll go out again for another run. One would be curious. Piastri's a lot closer this time. The others have taken a step forward. Gonna need to definitely be in the 40s to stand a chance of going through. Obviously, we're confident of doing so.
Okay, engines fired up. We're set.
Charles staying in the garage by the looks of things. Intriguing. He's obviously happy with his 40.2 that he's going to get him through. He and Piastri and Alonso all staying in the garage. Probably a perfectly acceptable decision.
Drop to P15. Remaining in the session. We need a good lap here or we're out of qualifying. Come on.
Yep, it's fine. Steady. Right. Showtime. A bit wide. It's fine. distracted by Lando's time popping up there. Lando in the
Right,
39s.
that's us pushed down into P15.
Oh, that was awful. Terrible exit. 40.6. I hope that gets me through. Terrible exit of bus stop. 5th. Okay, it is comfortably through. There's definitely another 3 or 4 tenths in that as a minimum. I think a 40.1 is probably... The lap time we put in Q1 is probably my limit, really. I don't know as I've got a 39 in me, but we definitely could have put another 40.1 or 2 in with that previous lap. So pole is probably out of the question, but starting inside the top 5 is absolutely doable here. What I do need is a quick wee, if you don't mind. Do bear with me. I shall be back in a couple of moments, and then we shall go for pole and see if we can actually get it. Be our bizzle. Let's go room. Right, see if we can get pole, shall we? I doubt it, but we shall give it a good old go. Again, we'll do a bank of that. It's slightly overcast now, isn't it, later in the session? One imagines that the likes of Lando and Fernando and Charles will be in the mid-39s with their fastest lap times here. I would say this is obviously a banker lap for me on significantly worn rubber, so not worried too much about this lap or maximising any bit of it really. Steady. Just got McLaren not that far behind me at the minute, pushing. Two flats, fine. How fast are the front runners, though? That's the question. So we've saved that set of softs for the race. So we will have a set of fresh softs to go to use in the race, but only the one set of fresh. This next used set will be 6%. Charles done a 39.8. Gulp. Let's see. Let's see. Not everyone going out. Charles has gone out again, though.
Okay, guys, everyone be aware, the car's ready to go.
Whoop. It's even more overcast, isn't it, now? Don't know whether track conditions will actually lend themselves to a faster lap time here or not, with the slightly cooler temperatures. It's Tsunoda and presumably Hamilton that aren't going out again. I used too much of my battery there, just out of sheer habit. Hey, Huzzy, how are you, mate? Right. Going for a Belgian pole. Told you mid 39s, 39.5 there. Oh, so wide. Only on for an early 40 point something at the minute. So 39.8, which is my best lap by a long way of the weekend. A good 3/10 or so. It's good enough for third. I'll take third. I certainly didn't expect to be in the top three when I saw Charles Leclerc put a 39.5 in when I was halfway around my lap. Lando Norris within a tenth and a half of him. Myself twice that plus a little bit further behind, and then twice me plus a little bit further behind. The top three is Max Verstappen in fourth. So in terms of outright one lap pace, we're in with a shout of a podium. In terms of what the race pace is like and the tyre wear and the fuel usage and in general raceability of the car with this setup, we shall wait and see. But in the hunt, vamos.
Welcome to this visit to the... So with the race not far
We can
away
pray
from
for
starting,
grid penalties
here's
for
what
someone like
today's
Charles
grid
Leclerc or
rundown
Lando
looks like.
Norris, but
Charles Leclerc lines
A,
up on
it's not
pole
going to
position,
happen, and B,
edging out
even if it
Lando
did,
Norris
they'd probably
will
be
start
back
from
through the
P2.
field
Looking
so
down the rest
quickly
of the
wouldn't
grid,
make that much
we
of a
have
difference anyway.
Woods,
We, however, will
Verstappen,
start third, right behind our teammate.
Stroll,
Pole actually
Oscar
isn't the
Piastri,
best place to start
Hamilton,
here in Belgium because of course, that
Sainz,
run down the Kemmel Straight
Ocon,
where the first DRS zone
Zhou,
is on the first
Gasly,
lap. You're basically
Ricciardo,
giving everybody
Behrman,
behind you who's going to be right
Fernando
behind you
Alonso,
a
Albon,
giant
Hulkenberg,
slipstream.
and
Big
Theo
penalty for
Pourchaire.
Alonso there, starting
It's almost time for
17th
the lights
though.
to go out.
We'll see
So let's head
if he
down
can
to the
test that
track
theory
where
about how quickly those
preparations are
quick runners
underway.
would make it back through the field by seeing
been a
how
long time
Fernando Alonso does in this Grand Prix. I believe it's probably going to be a soft medium one stop or a medium soft one stop. It reckons I'm going to be a little slower. My tyre wear is going to be a little higher. I'd be tempted. It actually reckons the alternate... It's got me defaulting to a slightly, in theory, slower two-stop strategy. Mixed soft and medium runners. I would be tempted to start on the yellow striped medium tyres, take them as far as they'll go, and then see what we can do with the soft tyre stint at the end of the race. I might like to swap that round, you know, and do it that way and see what we can come up with. If the medium doesn't last, then we know we've got another set of mediums we can go to, or a slightly more worn set of softs we can go to later in the stint. But I think starting on the medium tyre is probably the way forward. Because the softs under heavy load are just going to rip themselves to pieces around Spa with all the fuel on board. He said 93.3 it recommended my fuel to start with in terms of the practice program. In theory, it's telling me to do 95 kilos plus. Well, Charles is starting on the softs, so I will, as Sokma says in chat, I will do the opposite of Charles Leclerc so that we're not worried about crossing pit stop windows. And hopefully, we'll be able to go from P3 to P1 by the end of the race. Give those of you that are here with me live a cheeky predicciones. Where will Ches finish? I'll say, will I be... Let's see, do we go bold and say, will I win the race? Let's go bold. Will I win the race? You have 2 minutes to use your channel points. Go for it. What are we saying? Hey Rob, how are you, mate? Thanks for joining us, pal. I don't have any different settings for my controller, no. No, St. James. Pretty sure my controller settings are default now. Catch up on 2 weeks worth of videos, so I guess it has helped in that regard.
So go into each one when you can.
Mine not
need some work on the
uploading
brakes,
for a little
so
while.
put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please. Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now.
See which way you guys reckon it'll go. Let's check the prediction. 3 people reckon I will win. Twice as many people reckon I will not. And Tom has gone big. Well, find out, shall we? I think Tom's probably in the money. If I'm honest, I think Tom's probably in the money. Lots of mixed strategies at play here today.
Okay, good parking there, mate. Now we need to make sure we get a
Which
great
one
launch
is
as
the
the
right
race
one?
starts.
Time
Okay,
will
so that's
tell
the rest-
whether everyone is on a one stop or everyone is on a two stop. Or there are mixed strategies at play between everyone else as well. We shall wait and see. It's a lightning start from Max Verstappen on his softs. Really, really quick from the Red Bull. Have to use a bit of battery here to keep up. We need to keep Charles in touching distance. And we have a straight line speed advantage on the Red Bull. So I'm going to go aggressive. And I'm going to go for the overtake. And I will have my third place back, please, Mr. Verstappen. Thank you. Now then, sticking with... Oh, car's heavy. Does not want to turn. Sticking with Lando and Charles may well be difficult in these opening stages, especially if Max Verstappen is going to, in no uncertain terms, push me out of the way. We've got a fight on our hands even before we finished half a lap here, but it's an adjustment. Figuring out how the car's going to handle with a full fuel load on board, evidently. I would very much like to try and maintain as many positions as I can at this stage, but it is proving difficult to do so with a very lumbery, boaty car right now. Right, DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. The question is, am I going to be close enough to anyone to actually utilise any of it? After using a lot of battery there to get back within touching distance of Max, the answer is going to be, hopefully, yes.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
A lot of wheel spin on exit there, and that's going to cost me my potential DRS, annoyingly. That's frustrating. Oh god, the car is just a boat. Car feels horrendous on full, under fuel load. It feels understeery, but then on turning is more responsive. Like, I don't get it. I'm on medium tyres, not softs, and on turning it's more responsive than it was in qualifying. What? How is that a thing? DRS on Max Verstappen has been achieved. Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race. Then George Russell sets the fastest lap of the race behind me. But Charles is not gallivanting away on those soft tyres is very pleasing.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car
Trying to
ahead.
just get
Try to
within
get past
DRS
as soon
range.
as possible.
Oh, pay attention, Chiz. Too busy looking at the mini-map and the gaps to actually concentrate on where the bloody wall is. Trying to get back within DRS range by the detection point which is there, which I haven't done. But that serves me right for not paying attention the first time around, doesn't it? It's fine. taking a bit of getting used to, this heavy fuel load. That's quite unpredictable at the minute. It'll turn in really sharply, but then, as the weight transfers, all that fuel sloshes about, and I get bucket loads of understeer. Lando's not disappearing away from Max. Charles is disappearing away from Lando. I am curious about strategies, actually, at this stage.
Verstappen's ahead of you.
To see if Verstappen
Okay,
is
keep an eye on
two-stopping
that
or
gap
one-stopping.
ahead, please. 0.9 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1 minute 45.1.
Fastest
Okay,
lap of the
so
race
you're
for
gaining
me.
by 1/10 a lap.
Max is one-stopping on his softs. No surprise. And I imagine everyone on mediums is also one-stopping. So it's a case of whether Charles is one or twoing. In a minute we don't know. I could actually probably ask here.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car
Save
ahead.
battery
They're
here
giving
just to
off
see
dirty air, which is gonna
what it
affect
would
our
be like
tyres,
in
so try to
terms
get
of
past.
the loss of time, and actually it's not much to George behind, and Verstappen and Norris fighting here just brought them significantly closer back to us. It is allowing Charles to disappear, but we're not getting held up here at the moment because we weren't quite close enough to lose any time as they fought. If they continue to fight, we will. Now I want to ask about my teammate and see how long
3.1 seconds.
it is between we
They're on
expect
fresh softs.
him to
They're in
stop.
first.
Is he going to stop
And
once or
time
twice?
last lap,
They're not going to tell me.
1:45.0.
They're not going to tell me how many times Charles Leclerc is planning on stopping. I imagine one, similar to Max, but you can't presume such things most of the time because that's where mistakes get made. You make assumptions about what someone's going to do, they do something entirely differently, and it scuppers what you'd planned to do to respond to what you thought they were. Lando going around the outside of Max here. There's yellow flags behind us. Someone's retiring with a failure somewhere. Who that is and what that is, I don't know. It looks like it's a Williams. No, it's an RB. It's Yuki Tsunoda, who is out of the race now. Charles, he's down the road, but he's not like miles away, is he? Might have a run on Lando here if I use some battery. Although he's now going to have
Ferrari
DRS.
drivers in first place.
I know. Can we pick some pockets? We have been making some double overtakes recently. Have to be careful not to lose any wing here as these two fight and scrap. We have managed to avoid any loss of bodywork, but we haven't managed to gain any positions, and this is what's going to allow Charles Leclerc to disappear into the distance. What my strategy needs to be now is to stay as close to these two as possible, and then down that Camel Straight next lap to try and take them both. If I can get past both Verstappen and Norris down the Camel Straight in one fell swoop, then hopefully I can keep them at bay with battery usage and defensive driving and try and keep some sort of leash on Charles Leclerc. But that, rather understandably, is going to be easier said than done. It's going to be plus... Oh, it's only 3.6.
3.6 seconds.
I thought it was going to be
Okay,
4
they're on
or
softs.
maybe even
They're
5
in
seconds
first.
down the road now, but he's
Last
not.
lap time, 1 minute 45.2.
45.2 from him. And we are going to do a 45.5, so he's not getting away by that much. Right, as close as you can, Ches. Good. Manageable. When we get over the brow of the hill of Radion, time to start using the battery again. Right, now is where we take both drivers in one go, please. Oh, Max, you've gone so aggressive there. There you go. Oh, get it stopped. Both drivers in one go, but that was risky. We were 3 abreast there. That's a thumbnail moment, isn't it? Holy moly. That's as close as you get down the Kemmel Straight without a giant crash. Let's see. It is beautiful in the Ardennes Forest, isn't it? It's the Ardennes Forest? It's the Ardennes Forest, isn't it? Where Spa is? Any Band of Brothers fans will recognise the name Bastogne. 3 wide down the Kemmel Straight. Unbelievable, Jeff. Well then, can we catch Charles? Or is he too quick? How good is Band of Brothers, by the way? Oh my god. One of my favourite TV shows of all time. One of the best TV shows of all time, not let alone personal subjectivity. It just is that good.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
Right, now, offence turns to defence. And I wonder whether I'm going to have enough in the locker to keep them behind. We are running slightly low wings, so the gap is 0.6 currently when he puts his DRS flap wide open, and quite frankly, we have got them covered, provided I've got the battery. So P2 at the minute looks comfortable-ish, provided I don't make any mistakes. So Ferrari 1-2 is looking strong at the moment, but as ever, as is always the question, which will be the one and which would be the two? Through goes cheese, just about. I don't really want to do 20 laps on a set of softs, if I'm honest. Didn't have a very good La Source there. Lando is much closer to me now than he was last lap. And I don't have as much battery in the pocket.
Okay, mate. Tyres are wearing at quite a rate here, mate. Please try and look after them.
Yeah, about that. Probably not going to be able to manage them as you want me to. Sorry. The gap to Charles Leclerc is coming down, but I am dragging everybody behind me with me at the moment. They're not fast enough to stand a chance of getting past, but they're equally fast enough to not fall out of range of me. So I'm trying to save a bit of battery through this middle sector now, so I've got more of it to deploy in my defensive aid down the straights. To Charles was 3.8. now 3.3. Always lose a little bit through there, but we can gain it back again with battery usage through select parts of the circuit. I was saying I don't fancy doing 20 laps on a set of softs, but I might be forced to do 20 laps on a set of softs if I want to stand a chance of catching Charles Leclerc longer term, and just trying to take care of them, sorry, so that I can take advantage of as good a tyre wear as possible, as good a tyre delta as possible at the end of the race. A couple of laps in a row now, I've not quite gotten La Source right, a little bit deep on 2 occasions, but again, able to manage the gap back to Lando, and I've got more battery in the pocket this time, so I'll use that to try and close up on Charles a bit more. Can we get that gap under 2? Yes, we can. His soft tyres are going to be hurting now, and he's probably still got a little ways left to go on them too. Probably only about halfway through that soft stint at the moment. Is now our opportunity over the next 10 or so laps to reel him in and try and make an overtake and throw him into the midst of all the traffic that's behind me as well. I'd love to. You can quite clearly tell now, with the fact that the gap to Charles is tumbling and the gap between Lando and Max Verstappen is growing, that the soft tyres, after just 9 laps, basically had their fill. They have lost their advantage of wear and pace and are no longer the tyre to be on. And I need to do, with my default plan at the minute, 20 laps on them at the end of the race. Now obviously my tyres at the end of the race will go further than their softs have done at the beginning of the race, because these cars at the moment and at the very start were much heavier than our car will be in the second half of the Grand Prix. But it might well be a case of trying to extend these medium tyres as far as we can, hoping that Charles, when he boxes, will be in some traffic when he comes out of the pits, and that will slow him up a bit and hopefully minimise the advantage he'll get from an undercut. We have to hope that he loses time stuck behind other drivers, but with it being such an easy overtaking circuit, I don't know how much time he would actually lose, or whether he'd just scythe his way through. I'd be curious to know where Fernando Alonso is at this stage. That might give us an idea, because we were saying how far up will Alonso get. So far, 17th to 12th. So not bad from Fernando Alonso thus far. A lot of, mainly medium runners. There's only a handful of us, 6 in fact. Mainly soft runners, only a handful of us, 6 in fact, was 7, but Tsunoda's retired, that are on the medium tyre. So presumably we're all going medium soft rather than soft medium, but some of those soft runners will be doing 2 stops, but we know for a fact we know for a fact that Max is doing 1. I don't know what Charles is doing. It didn't tell me before when I asked about him, when I asked about teammate, but now I can ask about car in front. Now that I've managed to get myself to 2nd, it might actually tell me what Charles Leclerc's pit strategy is going to be. So let's find out. One imagines that it will be similar to Max's, 1 stop, soft to medium, but let's find out. Yep, 1 more stop, and look at the gap. It's plummeting now. It really is. Their tyres are dying. They've done 10 laps and they're dying. They want me to stop lap 24. I'm going to have to try and take these to lap 34 if they're really to give me any chance of getting me to the end. In regards to that final soft set of any sort of competitiveness left whatsoever. Otherwise, I might as well switch to a 2-stop. There's no point just needlessly hanging on to the idea of a one-stop if it's not going to be the quickest way to get to the finish. We do have another set of medium tyres I can go to. So I could switch at some point to a two-stop, but we would have to make that decision relatively soon. Yeah, Band of Brothers is absolutely worth paying to watch. If I can get my mediums to 30, you're right, TT. But how much time might I lose in trying to force getting there in just loss of lap time? Will I earn a pit stop's worth of time back again by just stopping? Ronald, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs to the channel. Not only is it your first time ever gifting, you've not gifted one, you've gifted a handful. SF, OK Connor, Revsus, Josh Nasty, and King. Welcome to the gang, lads. Thank you. Ronald, that's very good of you. Degon sauce will be lighter. Will be less on lighter fuel, you're right. But me driving... who knows? Oh, that was wide. So was that. Charlie's really feeling it around the corners now, where you kind of lean on the rubber. In that second sector, he was losing loads of time. Getting the power down is not something he's able to do quite so well at the minute either. Still comfortably able to keep Lando at bay, behind. We might well be within DRS range of our teammate by this point next lap. If I stop making mistakes like that. Through here that he struggles. Is indeed DRS range of Charles Leclerc. Now don't be fooled, it's not because I'm quicker than him, it's because his tyres are more worn. It is not a mere head-to-head pace advantage. It is circumstantial, which is not ideal for me towards the end of the race. But if he gets stuck in traffic by pitting early, some are pitting already, so that's Fernando Alonso, I think, in the pits. Or was it Lance Stroll on a two-stop? It was Lance Stroll on a two-stop. Stroll is in and is going soft, medium now. So he is going soft, medium, medium, I would imagine. He could take his mediums to the end from here, to be fair. Because I'm planning on doing a 14 lap or so stint on my softs at the end, so I go about the same length of time on my mediums as he could go on his now. Having started the race on them with a heavy fuel load, I'm going to try and get as close to lap 30 with his mediums as I can, but I think it's probably a safer bet that Lance is going soft, medium, medium now. Lando is very much a part of this race winning picture at the minute as well, because if he gets past me at any point, I'll be able to hang on to him, but he is going to be quick. He's not a full second a lap faster than me, but he is quicker than me. We're right with Charles now. We need to get past and try and get as far down the road as possible in the remainder of his soft tyre stint. I don't really want to have him get dragged along by myself and Lando. We want to get past him and then drop him so that he loses as much time as possible on those really warm tyres. So the plan is going to be get past down the Kemmel Straight. Hopefully we can both get past. Or he fights with Lando. One of the two. We're definitely going to get past. Lando's too far back, I'm sure. But this is going to be us taking the lead of the race here from our teammate. Now, how long we can hold on to first for once we've all done stops, whether we even stay in first once we've all done our stops, I don't know. It would certainly help if I concentrate on my driving and didn't get my skateboard out over some of those curbs. I'm going to shut up if you don't mind and concentrate on going as fast as possible around the circuit rather than as fast as possible into a wall. Three milliseconds, bloody hell, Tom. What circuit's that at? Mexico, oh yeah, Mexico, well, that is tight, mate. I know it's a short lap, but still, bloody hell. I got an itch on my face.
Okay, well, it wasn't to be this time, but not to worry. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's focus.
Medium tyres are complaining now. I'm starting to think about a 2-stop. Seriously considering a 2-stop. Thanks for follow, Lush. If I do it, I'm going to have to do it basically now. I don't know where I'd come out. Because I don't think I can take these another 15 laps. Chat, 2-stop, yes or no? Do we switch? I would currently come out 13th.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Understood. Stopping this lap.
We're going to 2-stop. It's a risk, but we're 2-stopping. I just don't think the 1-stop is going to work with my current tyre wear rate. So I'm going to take the decision early. Hope that the Ferrari pit crew don't screw
there
me.
seems to have been a problem removing the left rear wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish the race as strong as possible.
Oh, you could have predicted it. And now we need to come out. Well, the plan was to come out in front of this train.
Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop left in this strategy.
And I've not come out in front of the train, but I've come out near the front of it. And crucially, I'm going to have DRS as well. So I'm going to get through to the front of this train and lose as little time as possible in doing so, hopefully.
Okay, this isn't our true position. They haven't yet pitted and they're on a 1-stopper. So don't waste time fighting because they should be coming in soon.
Try not to waste time fighting. Easier said than done when they're very aggressive. LOL. Easier said than done when they're very aggressive and they can have those positions, because that was me just getting too carried away.
Okay, this isn't your true position. They haven't pitted yet, so don't waste time fighting. Bring your tyres in gently and let's go for it.
I should never have tried to go through that hairpin. Oh god, they're slow through here though.
Okay, this isn't our true position. They
Yeah, I know,
haven't
you've told
yet
me that
pitted
already.
and they're on a 1-stopper, so don't waste time fighting because they should be coming in soon.
Have some room, Lewis, please.
Okay, this is not your true position. They haven't pitted yet, so
I
don't
know,
waste
stop
time
telling me
fighting
the
them.
same
They're
fucking
gonna be coming in
message.
soon.
I'm getting pissed off at Mark that... Why has he told me the same message 4 times in 1 lap? There definitely is an echo in here, isn't there? William, thank you very much for the follow, mate. Quite frankly, the time cost in the pit stop, plus the time stuck behind these two, it's going to cost me any chance of making the 2-stop work, really. We'll make a double overtake here. And now disappear into the distance, but I would not have lost any of the time behind those two. I would have come out in front of them if the pit stop hadn't been botched. Ferrari's pit crew are the worst pit crew I've experienced on any F1 game. So, I think we might just have lost any chance we had of winning the race by getting stuck behind those two after a botched pit.
Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you,
I
I
think
guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
We'll be lucky to finish on the podium now, because we lost about 3 seconds in the pits,
6.0 seconds.
and we lost upwards of 4 probably, stuck behind Hamilton and Perez. So we have to hope that that group at the front are fighting amongst themselves like crazy and costing each other time hand over fist, which I don't think they are. Otherwise I'm not going to make back the time that we've lost, despite having much fresher tyres at the end of the race. I definitively, absolutely have to stop again because I've only run medium tyres. So I have to put the softs on later. I've got no choice. Otherwise I'll get disqualified. And I don't want to get disqualified.
Okay, mate, we're currently burning through fuel a bit quicker than we'd like, so let's try and make it last for now, please.
At this point, I say Lando will win the race. Look at the gap that we've opened up behind us already. Charles is in the pits now.
In for his stop now.
Hopefully they give him a slow pit stop too, but I bet they don't. He's not the only one in of that lot as well. Verstappen's in too, off his soft tyres onto mediums. Fastest lap of the race again from me. I'm going to come out in front of Charles
Fastest lap of the race. Okay, gap to the car
and
in
Max.
front, 12.1 seconds.
But of course, I have another pit stop to make. They do not. I just need to book it and hope that Max and Charles fight now and cost each other time. Our fight for the victory, I think, is with Lando Norris at the moment, not with our teammate.
Reminder that you can play around with the RS modes in the MFD or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge.
Mark is really chatty today, isn't he? Yeah. Thank you for the subscription on YouTube, Bacon. Appreciate it, mate. To the DRS, Esteban. I kind of half anticipated him boxing there, to be honest. Thankfully, I was able to get out of the way as he came across the front of me to go into the box. the front two is quite big.
Okay, gap ahead, 4.8 seconds.
Russell and Lando are in. That's very early. They're going to do... Surely they're not going to do... They're going to hards! Oh! Whoa! Medium hard stop for them. The hard tyre is 1.4 seconds per lap slower than the soft. When I saw they were going in on lap 20 or 21, I thought, it's a long way they're going to want to take those softs. They're not going to do that. They're right. They aren't. They've gone to the hards. Game is on again. Hello, Shane. Why don't you have a sub? 15th it says for you. Let's change that now to say 23rd. And gift you a sub. I don't know why you're not currently subscribed. Sub gifted. Thank you, mate. For your continued support on Patreon. Spam email. You just won a 72-inch TV. Have I?
Good job. That was the fastest lap
Have I
of the
really?
race so far.
From what competition did I win that I didn't enter if I just won a 72-inch TV
Okay,
then?
so we're leading
Mr.
our
Spam
teammate
email.
by
I have set the fastest lap of the
0.4
race. We are now running second. But I've got another stop to make. We will be running first when Piastri boxes. But I've got another stop to make. But those three behinds are now running back practically three abreast like we were earlier in the race. If these three do nothing but hurt each other's race time by fighting super hard, then the win is still on. Because these guys are going to be stuck with each other now for a long time. Unless Lando on his hard tyres just doesn't have the pace, we will wait and see. I would very much like them to fight with each other tooth and nail, please. I want the gaps behind to continue to grow so that I have as little gap as possible to have to overturn when I box for my soft tyres around about lap 31-ish. Yep, there you go. 31's exactly what it wants me in. Gentlemen, fight away. Scrap, scrap, scrap. Reading chat. Safety car in a few laps would be something. In a few laps, yeah. There goes Piastri into the box. We are race leader once more. we know that we have an extra stop to make. I'll come out 10th, it says, if I box now. Obviously, I'm not going to box now. It's going to be a hell of a final stint, but I'm going to have to lose as little time as possible getting through the traffic. And I'm going to need the Ferrari pit crew to not screw me again. If we hadn't had that botched pit stop, and as a result of which come out behind traffic, I would have been close to 10 seconds ahead of second place right now. At least 2.5 seconds from the pit stop. At least 2.5 to 3 seconds stuck behind Perez and Hamilton, if not more. That puts me close to 10 seconds ahead.
Okay to use your overtake button.
If we don't win by a margin of less than 5 seconds, then the pit crew have cost me victory here in Spa. Objectively, definitively, fact. Intriguingly, I do have new hards I could go to if there is a safety car too soon for our softs. Wait and see how the race pans out. Lando is showing, though, that the hard tyre is not the one. Unless he comes strong in the second half of the race. Those hard tyres are ensuring that Lando falls further and further back from the front two. Or what will become the front two when I box. They're not really fighting, unfortunately, Max and Charles. Max has got Charles within a couple of tenths of him. He's just not actually attacking him. And as a duo, they're slightly closing on me. Max, get your elbows out, please, mate. Start fighting. Kind of need Lando to lose DRS, or so that Verstappen isn't defending at all, and that he's racing only on his very slow hard tyres. Thank you for the follow, Yuri. I'm not even going to bother to count how many U's there are there, but it's literally just II99. Thank you, mate. Right, I'm going to have a quick toilet break, and then we will end this Grand Prix, and I have a funny feeling it might be quite the finale. BRB. Here we go. Here we go, Dad. Here we go. Look out. Game on. Game on. Good drop Lando. Max, just have a go, mate. Please, for the love of God. Just have a go. Surely you've got more than 4/10 in him. It's half a second now. What was it by the end of the straight? 2. I'm too busy looking at the fucking thingy, aren't I? It's down to like a 10th and a half. Max closes. He just doesn't get close enough to even force Charles defensive. He's not even pushing Charles offline. Yeah, real locked in balls.
Okay, nice work. Really good job with that target, mate. Gap to your teammate behind, 3.7 seconds.
They're really gapping me now. This medium set is starting to get quite worn. I pit a few laps before they did. They've got a tyre delta advantage at the minute. It's quite sizable. Scary.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
Yes, sir. Lando's starting to gain again now. It was 6 seconds to Lando. It's now 5.9, 5.8 even. 5.7 in fact. These mediums, the first set of mediums we did 16 on. These mediums have done 13. Doesn't bode well for the softs, does it? It's still the right... It's still going to be the fastest way for me to get to the end. It's just not going to be the fastest way for me to win the race. Or it's not going to be the way that I can win the race. I just don't have the pace, I don't think. If Max fought bloody Charles, then I'd stand a chance, but perhaps Max knows that, and he's just waiting until I'm out of the picture, getting himself carried away down the track as far as possible behind Charles Leclerc, to then go for the win later in the Grand Prix, just ensuring that I'm not a factor later on. Who knows? Still pulling away from George Russell in P5 and Piastri in P6, which is where it says I'll come out. Is where Piastri is now. Piastri is also on the hard tyre, intriguingly. So those that started on the mediums have gone medium hard, apart from Pierre Gasly and Nico Hulkenberg in the Alpines that have gone medium soft. Lance has gone soft, medium, medium. So he's doing a two-stop, same as me, just the other way round. And Teo Pourchaire is just slow. Sorry, Teo.
Okay, mate. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this.
Wants me to achieve... I was reading it. Got wheel on the gravel. Wants me to achieve a lap time of a 1:49. My last lap was a 1:44.
Please make this next one a very fast lap.
I like the idea of the mid-race objectives, but some of them just make no sense. I'm wondering whether maybe I should have still stopped when I did, but gone to the hard tyre rather than another set of mediums to then go softs, and just one stop the same way that Lando's doing. Because he's now gaining on me, and as a result also gaining on Charles and Max. And Lando's in with a great shout at winning this race, you know.
Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Box, we're coming in this lap.
I don't know whether to box 31 or 32 at the minute. Certainly sooner rather than later. I wonder whether I should have just gone hards on lap 16 and then just been in this position, but knowing I didn't need to stop again. Chat, 31 or 32? When do I box? This lap or next? $32 if I stay above 3 seconds, okay? Wall.
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
It's going to be 3 seconds. I'm going to box.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
We will box. Right. For the second and final time, into the pits. Dear Ferrari pit crew, don't be dickheads. Just don't be dickheads. Again! 5.6 seconds! Why do I bother? Why do I bother? 5 points.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
This pit crew are an absolute joke. It's a farce. Chat's right. That was nearly a wing change pit stop, time-wise. I am sick of it. They've effectively, I've done 3 pit stops. I've lost so much time in 2 pit stops that it's counted as a third pit stop's worth, more than a third pit stop's worth of being stood still. I'll be very curious to see if anyone else has had any pit stops that have lasted as long as mine. Lance's was 5.7, 4.9 for me. Charles's was 5. The Ferrari pit crew have screwed over Charles Leclerc as well. Look, 3.3 for Max. And 3.3 for... 2.5 for Sergio. Why are pit crews rubbish? At least it's not just me. It makes me feel slightly better. But not massively. Now, dear Oscar, get out of the way. I've got a lot of ground to make up. And you and these hard tyres are not the one. Fastest middle sector of the race so far. Teammate, how far away is he? 17 seconds.
17.7 seconds.
I need 2 seconds a lap.
Mediums. They're in first. And the time last lap, 1 minute 44.1.
Need 2 seconds a lap on Charles.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 18.0 seconds.
I think Lewis Hamilton, sorry, is retiring from the race back there. He is indeed. Lewis is out. Thankfully, no safety. Well, actually, I say thankfully. With my tyres in the state they're in, I probably would have wished for a safety car, actually. Safety car would have been lovely. That would have been the luck returned. Unfortunately, not so lucky. No, I've had issues with pit crew this entire time at Ferrari, Dunder. The entire time we've been at Ferrari, my pit crew has been dirt.
And gap to the car in front, 3.3 seconds.
This hopefully will be fastest lap of the race and extend my fastest lap of the race point advantage. Comfortably. 42 flat.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
No one's matching that without a safety car.
Gap to your teammate ahead,
15.8.
15.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in first. Your last lap time, 1:44.2. Drivers out in front.
I know.
increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep it up.
DRS, give me DRS, I've got DRS. Come here, George. Get out of the way, George. Oh my god, so slow. Try and go around the outside of him here. I can't. Fucking hell, George. There's no way he's having to go that slow. Kirsty, thank you for the subscription on YouTube. There's no way he's having to go that slow. That's just silly.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Oh, I'm gonna. That was frustration. That's just a good overtake.
Good job. Nice overtake. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 12.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in first. Time last lap, 1 minute 44.3. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 9.6 seconds.
Not going to do it. My rear left is hot as well, actually, I've just noticed. It's probably not great. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. What we should have done was pit early. But what I should have done was go on to a set of hards and take those to the end and still do a one stop. Rather than pit for these, another set of mediums to then come on to these softs. I'm still slightly gaining, but I'm not gaining by even remotely close to enough to stand a chance of catching the trio before the end of the race, unless they fight like hell. Lando is closing back on the front two, and if they become a trio, I pray they fight like hell, but I fear they'll just follow one another in a DRS train. Don't you? Wall. Wall. Oh, chest, fucking hell. Is this the Matrix? Is this deja vu or something? What's happening? I'm about to poo my pants. What's happening?
Verstappen's out in front.
No, he's not.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 8.3 seconds.
First time. Yay me. Lando is now borderline DRS range of the front two. There'll be 5 laps to go as we cross the line. They start to fight at the end of the race. It's what we need to bring ourselves into contention. I'm still busting a gut to try and get there before the end of the race. But I think my gut might bust itself before I make it. Lando, I think, has just made it to within DRS range of the car in front. But obviously that car in front has got DRS on Charles Leclerc right now. Oh man, I have no idea how this race is going to end at this point. Might just be your computer, I'm afraid, Dunder.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Gap to your teammate ahead, 7.5 seconds. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
I'm not going to make it. Unless they fight, I'm not going to make it. There's a win on the line, lads. Scrap for it at least, please. Don't just let Charles sit there for 20 laps and just sit in his DRS and watch him win the race from behind. I fear that is what's going to happen. And they'll just DRS train. So incredibly frustrating, but it is what it is. But my march towards those front three has now halted. It's stalled at 7 seconds.
In first place.
Verstappen is not in first place. Verstappen is in second place. We've gained 14 seconds or so, but it's not enough. Three laps to go, and for the first time, the gap is the same as it was last lap.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 6.3
6 seconds, 3 laps. I'm going to get my fastest lap point, but I don't think I'm even going to get a podium. Not unless these guys go crazy. In the final couple of laps, which I don't think they will. You see them at the end just following one another like a procession. I've bust every gut I have. All however many miles of gut that you have in your intestines has been bust to try and catch this trio. Lando's driven his heart out to try and close the gap. And now he's closed the gap. He's quite happy to just sit behind and do nothing. Which is lovely. Oh, I should have put the hards on. I should have either stuck to my one stop, which probably was going to be a terrible decision. I probably would have finished further back if I'd have stuck to that one stop, if I'm completely honest. It was definitely the right decision to switch to a different strategy. But I should have stuck with the one stop and gone to the hard tyre, rather than switching to the two and doing the medium soft. I probably would have won this race. 2 laps to go as we cross the line. The gap still 5.5 or so. Someone try and take the win off Charles, please. Don't just sit behind him and watch him win the Grand Prix. That would make me so very sad. I have a feeling I'm going to be sad.
Okay, final lap. Let's go.
Yeah, final lap of the race. A win would have been on the cards today if I'd have got my strategy right. A win would have been on the cards today if the pit crew weren't the Ferrari pit crew. But alas, we race in red, and our pit crew
Catch up with the car ahead. Gap is currently
also
around
wear
5
red.
seconds.
Final lap of the race, Verstappen has been sat within 3/10 of Charles Leclerc for 20 laps and done nothing about it. As such, Charles is just going to win the race with ease. I hope at least, surely, someone tries something into the bus stop at the end of the lap, at the end of the race. Please, for the love of God, give us something to watch. The gap's still slightly come down as the laps have gone by, but nowhere near as much as it needed to. Had I put the hard tyre on lap 16, maybe we'd have won the race. Maybe we wouldn't, but I think that probably would have been the best shout. Going medium hard. Norris, Russell, Piastri had the right idea, they just didn't have the pace. We had the pace, but the wrong idea. Is anyone going to do anything into the bus stop? No, they're just going to follow each other home. Probably could have predicted that, couldn't we? Charles Leclerc is going to win. Congratulations, Charles. Enjoy your
And that's the end of the race.
second
We'll see you in
victory
Parc Fermé.
at Spa. He's won in Spa in real life, of course. And now he's done it in virtual life as well. Fernando Alonso, driver of the day. Started 17th. Not sure he finished in the end, but would have been a great recovery drive from him, I'm sure. We'll find out in due course. Congratulations, Charles. It's a case of what could have been for us for the umpteenth time. Alonso 17th to 7th. 17th to 7th is a very good showing indeed. My fastest lap obviously was going to be the fastest lap with me being the only one on the softs at the end, but my previous fastest lap that I'd set on my medium tyres would have been the fastest lap anyway. So we had multiple fastest laps throughout the course of that Grand Prix. Probably 10 plus because of the soft tyres, but definitely could have done it regardless. Sag. It's the first time we've actually not finished on the podium in Spa, actually, after managing to... Oh, hello! Recognition into the 50s. We're on the up and up. In every manner in which... sadness. Every manner in which counts, i.e. the championship. We've gained on Fernando Alonso, but Lando pulls away from me, Verstappen pulls away from me, and Charles Leclerc pulls away from me. If only I'd have gone to the hards. If only the pit crew weren't morons. If only. Such is the way of things with sport. If only. I still don't believe I can upgrade the car anywhere. And that is continually true. I need 60%. But at least I'm now the most recognised driver at the team. And in theory, I am now the #1 driver at Ferrari. So, I suppose there's that. Whoa. Oh, I'm sad, lads. I really am genuinely pretty bummed about that. That was a win that either was taken away from us or we cost ourselves. Probably a mixture of both. Charles DNF'd in Belgium last year. Charles finished 7th in Belgium Season 1. So, yeah, first time Charles has won the Belgian Grand Prix since he won it in real life in 2020? 2019? 2021? 20-something. It's not Charles' first win at Spa. It's not Charles' first win this season, but it is his first win in 5 Grand Prix. Zandvoort's not a strong hunting ground for me. Monza could be very good for us, however. Baku, similarly. Singapore was decent for us last season. I could double my points tally and still be second. And there's less than half a season to go. Charles, you've won the championship, my friend. Congratulations. No one is I mean, unless, of course, he DNFs 3 or 4 times. Which would be wonderful. We'd love Charles Leclerc to DNF 3 or 4 times. But Charles Leclerc's not going to DNF 3 or 4 times, is he? That's all for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the watch, regardless of the fact that unfortunately we seem to have thrown away a podium at least, or a win there today. Pit stops have ruined us today. Pit stops have ruined us throughout the course of our time at Ferrari. But at least the DNFs have stopped. But we had to do something about that, and I can't really do anything about the pit stops, unfortunately. We just have to suck them up. That's all for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, man. Sadness. 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 Right. My dinner was ready about 4 minutes ago, so I'm going to go and get that, if you don't mind. We finished the race at just about the right time for me to actually go and get my dinner whilst it's still kind of hot. F2 Creator Series is this evening, so I will send you on a raid to one of the guys that is live at the minute, if anyone is live at the minute that's racing in Creator Series. I'll tell you what, Pondon's live. Let's send you to Pondon. He was kind enough to raid us yesterday, wasn't he? Very generous of him. Let's return the favour. Let's send you guys over to Pondon. Wish him well for the F2 Creator Series in Las Vegas today. I'm not live over the weekend. I'm away visiting family. I'll pay the prediction now, don't worry. So I will be back live on Monday, where we will be back to regular scheduled viewing. So it'll be all FC career mode on Monday. And then Tuesday I'll be off, because we have every Tuesday off because of Jude's swimming classes, and then the remainder of the week will be your usual week. I'll do a schedule on Monday though, because I'm not sure yet what's happening next weekend. I think I'll be live. I think I'll be live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm definitely not live next Sunday. So I think, Daniel, for you, it will be Tuesday and Sunday off next week. The rest will be worked. But that's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Head on over and join Pondon for his stream. Wish him well in the Creator Series. And for now, that's all from me for today. Appreciate your support as ever. You heroes, thank you for coming and joining me on stream. Here's to